From the first light bulb to the power of the internet, American inventions have changed the way the whole world lives, works, and connects. These big ideas shape America and have sparked global progress. Here are the 10 amazing minds and creations that made history. Number 1. The telephone by Alexander Graham Bell. A long time ago, a man named Alexander Graham Bell wanted to help people who couldn't hear. His mother and wife were both deaf, so he studied sound and speech every day. He even worked with children who were deaf and taught them how to talk. One day, Bell had a big idea. What if people could talk to each other through wires? At that time, people used telegraphs, which could only send short messages in code. Bell wanted something better. With help from a young engineer named Thomas Watson, Bell worked hard in a small lab. They built many strange machines, trying again and again. One day in 1876, Bell spoke into his new machine and said, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you." Watson heard him in the next room. It worked. Bell got a patent for the invention, and soon people everywhere wanted a telephone. He showed it at a big fair and made calls between cities. In just a few years, thousands of phones were in homes. Bell's invention changed the world forever, and it all started with a voice on a wire. Number 2. The light bulb by Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison wanted to make a light that could stay on for a long time and be used in homes. Before that, people used candles or gas lamps, which were messy and didn't last long. Edison worked with a team and tried many things to find the best material for the tiny wire inside the bulb, called a filament. He tested paper, thread, even wood. Nothing lasted long enough. Then one day they tried carbonized bamboo. It worked. That tiny piece of bamboo glowed and stayed lit for over 1,200 hours. Edison had found the answer. Even though other inventors had made light bulbs before, none worked as well as Edison's. He made the first one that was strong, safe, and useful for everyday life. In 1880, his company began selling electric light bulbs, and soon people could light up their homes at night. Edison's invention changed how people lived. They could now read, work, and play after dark. His light bulb helped build cities full of light and started a whole new world of electricity. All of it began with a bright idea and lots of hard work. Number 3. Model T. Henry Ford wanted to build a car that normal families could buy and drive. During the day, he worked at an electric company. At night, he built a small engine at home. One Christmas Eve, he tested it in his kitchen, and it ran for 30 seconds. That moment gave him hope. In 1903, Ford started his own car company. He worked with a team to build a strong, light car called the Model T. Talk about its origin, the Model T came out in 1908. It had a strong engine and big wheels to drive on bumpy roads. It cost $850, so many people could save and buy one. Farmers, teachers, and shop owners loved it. The car became so popular, people called it Tin Lizzie. Ford wanted to build cars faster. In 1913, he made a moving assembly line. This helped workers build one car in about 6 hours. Before that, it took almost 10. In the end, one man even drove a Model T to the top of a tall mountain in Scotland to show how tough it was. Over time, Ford sold millions of Model Ts, and it changed how people traveled forever. Number 4. The airplane by the Wright Brothers. Orville and Wilbur Wright were two brothers who owned a bicycle shop, but they had a big dream. They wanted to fly. They read books, wrote letters to experts, and learned all they could about flying machines. They didn't just want to float like a balloon. They wanted to build a real airplane that could take off, steer, and land. First, they made a small kite to test their ideas. It worked, so they kept building, testing, and fixing. They learned how to shape the wings and twist them to help the plane turn. They even made their own wind tunnel to test wing shapes. In 1903, after many tries, they finally flew. Orville was the first to pilot the plane. It lifted off the ground for 12 seconds. It wasn't long, but it was the first powered flight ever. Their airplane was made of wood, cloth, and a small engine. After that, they kept improving their designs. Soon, people started using airplanes for travel, mail, and even in the army. The Wright brothers' hard work helped humans reach the sky for the very first time. Number 5. The electric motor. Michael Faraday loved to learn, even though he didn't go to a fancy school. As a young man, he worked in a bookshop and read all the science books he could. One day, he got to attend a science lecture and took careful notes. He sent them to the scientist, who later gave him a job. Faraday became very curious about magnets and electricity. He heard that electricity could make a compass needle move. He wanted to find out more. So he set up wires, batteries, magnets, and even a bowl of liquid metal called mercury. Then in 1821, he saw something amazing. A wire spun around a magnet all by itself. That was the first time anyone had turned electricity into movement. It was the world's first electric motor. Today, electric motors help run fans, washing machines, trains, and even cars. Because of Faraday's ideas and experiments, the world became full of machines that move with just a little spark of power. Number 6. The microprocessor. In the early 1970s, a group of smart engineers at a company called Intel made something tiny that changed the world. They made the microprocessor, a very small chip that could think like a computer. This little chip became the brain inside machines. It helped computers become smaller, faster, and smarter. Before this chip, computers were big and used many parts. Remarkably, a team of engineers, Federico Fagan, Ted Hoff, and Stanley Mazur, worked together to put all the thinking parts of a computer onto one chip. They called it the Intel 4004. It was made to help a Japanese company build better calculators. The 4004 chip had over 2,000 tiny parts inside it, and it could follow instructions, do math, and remember things. After that, Intel made even better chips, like the 8008 and 8086. Because of their work, people could one day have computers at home, use cell phones, and play video games. The microprocessor became the heart of all digital machines, and it helped build the world of technology we live in today. Number 7. The polio vaccine by Jonas Salk. Back then, in the 1950s, a scary illness called polio was making many children very sick. Some could not walk again, and some even died. A doctor named Jonas Salk wanted to stop this disease. He worked very hard in his lab, testing and studying the virus. He used a killed version of the polio virus to make a special medicine called a vaccine. This vaccine helped the body learn how to fight polio without making people sick. Dr. Salk tested the vaccine carefully. After many trials, it worked. On April 12, 1955, his vaccine was shared with the world. Many children got the shot and stayed safe from polio. Later, another doctor, Albert Sabin, made a new kind of polio vaccine. It came in drops and was easier to give to kids. Both vaccines helped stop polio in many places. Today, thanks to Dr. Salk and others, polio is almost gone. Because of their work, millions of children can run, play, and grow up healthy and strong. Number 8, the personal computer. Finally, in the 70s era, computers were very big and used mostly by scientists. But some smart people wanted to make small computers that anyone could use at home. A company named MITS made a kit called the Altair. It came with no screen or keyboard, just lights and switches. Still, many people were excited to build it. Two young men, Bill Gates and Paul Allen, wrote special code for the Altair. Their work made it easier to use, and they started a company called Microsoft. Around the same time, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak built a computer in a garage. It was called the Apple I. Then they made a better one, the Apple II. It had a screen and keyboard, and you could save your work on a disk. More people began using computers at home and at work. Other companies like IBM made personal computers too. Over time, computers got even better. They became faster, smaller, and easier to use. Thanks to all these inventors, personal computers help us write, play, learn, and talk to people all over the world. Number 9, the Internet. In 1969, a group of smart scientists at UCLA and Stanford wanted to connect two big computers. They tried to send the word LOGIN, but the system crashed after just two letters, L and O. Even though it failed, it was the first step in building something huge, the Internet. The scientists used a new idea called packet switching. Two computer experts, Vinton Cerf and Bob Kahn, kept working on the problem. In 1980, they created something called TCP/IP. These are special rules that help computers talk to each other. One part helps break the data into packets and reassemble them. The other part helps find the best path for the data to travel. Together, their work became the base for the Internet. Now, because of their hard work, people around the world can send emails, watch videos, learn and talk to each other easily. What started as one broken message turned into the Internet we use every day. It changed the world forever. The lock-stitch sewing machine. Elias Howe was a curious man who loved fixing things. He worked in a shop that made tiny machines. There, he thought, what if a machine could sew clothes instead of hands? Back then, people had to sew everything by hand, which took a long time. Elias wanted to make it easier. He built a machine that used a special needle with a hole at the point. It pushed the thread through fabric while a small metal shuttle underneath sent another thread through the loop. These two threads locked together, which was called a lock stitch. In 1846, Elias got a patent for his sewing machine. It could sew faster and better than a person's hands. Soon, factories began using the machine to make clothes quickly. Clothes became cheaper, and people could dress nicely. Later, Isaac Singer helped improve the machine, making it even more useful. In the 19th century, many women were seamstresses. The sewing machine emerged as a powerful symbol for American women, liberating them from manual labor, and offered opportunities for self-reliance and empowerment. That's all for today. America's greatest inventions have changed our world, and the minds behind them continue to inspire. If you enjoyed this journey through innovation, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing stories.